Hey guys, good to be back with you. This will be the second video for the week in regards to what we're going over stretching for the full week. If you guys haven't gotten a chance to see the first video we did was over dynamic stretching. So if you haven't seen that video, don't watch this one just yet. Go back, watch that video, then come back to this one. And as I said before, for this video, we'll be focusing more on static stretching, all right? So just to give a quick summary of what we went over in the last video, for the next couple of weeks, guys, while you guys are having school virtually from home, we'll be focusing on our overall fitness, okay? Now, just to give you a reminder of what the definition of fitness is that it not only refers to the physical part, so not just getting your body in shape, but it also focuses on the things that you eat, focuses on the emotional side of fitness as well and the mental side as well, okay? So I don't want you guys to ignore that, but for the next couple of weeks, we'll just be focusing on the physical side here, okay? Now, before every activity that we do, what we want to make sure is that we are properly stretching, all right? Remember, stretching refers to making sure that those limbs and those muscles are completely ready for whatever activity that you're going to do, all right, regardless of whether or not it is a exercise or whether or not you'll be playing a sport. As I said before, we got the fall sports right now. We got volleyball, football, soccer. We got those things coming up. So we want to make sure that we are properly stretched out before we do those activities, right? So remember, there are two types of stretching, all right? Mainly two types of stretching, all right? So the first one is the dynamic stretching. That's what the past video was. That's just making sure that you're doing those active movements, getting the body warmed up. You want to make sure that those movements pertain to whatever activity that you're going to do, right? So if you're doing an activity that involves your legs, you want to make sure that you're doing a lot of dynamic stretches that get the legs ready, warmed up for whatever the activity is, all right? If you're doing something with the upper body, for anyone that's doing any lifting or anything of that nature, you want to make sure that you're doing a lot of stretches that have to do with the upper body so that you get those muscles warm and you get them prepared for the next activity, okay? Now, to focus on the second form of stretching, and that's mainly what this video will be over today, and that will be static stretching, all right? Now, if you remember from the last video, static stretching is typically the stretching that you guys may do a lot, you may be used to, but it's essentially making sure that it's moments where you're standing still, you're sitting down, lying down, and you're stretching for a period of time. All right, typically that period of time is anywhere from 20 to 45 seconds, depending on what the stretch is, okay? And it's more so used after a workout or possibly during a day where, during one of your relaxing days, okay? So you typically don't want to do static stretching before a workout because it really doesn't do anything for the body. However, you can do it, absolutely. I don't think, for certain sports such as gymnastics, track, things of that nature, it's perfectly fine to do it. You just don't want to do too many stretches before. You'd rather do something like dynamic stretches that gets the body warm, okay? Now, we're talking about static stretching, okay? You want to make sure that you are doing that as often as possible, okay? Now, what we mean by that is that typically if you're doing some type of workout, say you're only working out a few times a week, static stretching isn't only just for when you're done with the workout, okay? So, you do a workout, you dynamic stretch, you go play football, you get done, you static stretch and get those muscles stretched out. Then the next day when you take a day off, you still want to continue to stretch as well, okay? So stretching just doesn't stop whenever you're doing an activity, okay? Now, you want to make sure that, as I said before, the length of your stretching time is anywhere from 20 to 45 seconds, depending on what the stretch is, okay? You don't want to stretch any longer than that because then you'll probably just end up hurting yourself. Now, you also want to make sure that you're not stretching to where you feel pain, okay? Stretching will... you will feel a little strain here and there every once in a while, but nothing too serious. If you start to feel that, then maybe you're going too far, okay? As you continue to stretch daily and you continue to stretch over time, you'll notice that you'll be able to go a little bit further and further and further with your stretches. So you just want to make sure that you're not overstretching yourself whenever you're going, okay? And one of the last things that I really want you guys to focus on, especially when we get done doing this activity, is to make sure that you are breathing as you are stretching, all right? Typically while you're stretching, you tend to get a little bit tense, you're starting to stretch those muscles out. You want to make sure that you're inhaling and exhaling as you are stretching. That way you're getting the proper oxygen throughout the body, and then you're getting the most out of your stretch, so that your muscles can recover, okay? All right. So what we'll do next is, as we'll do like we did the last videos, we'll end the first part of the video here. For the next part of the video, it'll be mainly doing a lot of static stretching. I'll show you guys a number of different static stretches. And that way you guys will know the stretches that you guys will need. And I'll challenge you guys to get that done, starting today. All right. See you guys in the next video.